Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I'll fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth. Can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about. Have your cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round. I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 Cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise. You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Hopefully you all can hear me. I'm just going to play my intro really, really quick, and then we're going to get into somebody's damn business.
Like I talk it, walk it like I talk it. Yeah.
Hold up.
What gang moves? I like to walk around with my chain loose.
Let's go! Happy fingers! Do you still? You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Snappy fingers! Do you still?
Nasty and so rude that I don't ever bring anybody around me like that.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude.
If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it. I said what I said.
Okay, worry about your damn dry ass new face, whatever you got going on.
Let me stand up, honey. Oh, so I can show you the body and the face. Bitch, you can never, honey, never.
You always talk about butts, not shots, not so whatever.
Welcome to the Unfiltered Doll, baby, where we do what? A little bit of cussing around here. So your parental advisory has been advised. Also, baby, we might have some bad opinions, but whatever you're going through, baby, always remember, if you feel triggered, baby, we're not talking about you. We are talking about the people on the screen. Now let's get into this mess.
Your little ray of sarcastic sunshine has arrived.
Hello, hello, hello. How the hell is everybody doing on this fabulous Thursday? Huh? Are you good? Are you okay? What's going on? Welcome on in. Only Me 23. I see you were here first, baby doll. Welcome on in. How are you? One thing we are going to do is speak to the people. Yes, we are. Tanya B here. Hello, baby. Noah and Bubba's aunt, L, Sid, Old Man Johnson's Farm, Busy B, Aaliyah TV, Black But Not Bitter, Truthfully Speaking, Jackson, who the hell is a Jazzin? Jackson Tabasco, Black Swan, welcome on in, honey, say that. Sister to Sister, Ale, SC Diva 803, Justin's mom, the woman he chose for always, forever, for life. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for your membership milestone, Justin's mom, member for 6 months. Good morning, FYI. My birthday is January 18th. FYI, you must be a special person because my son's birthday is the 17th. Welcome on in, honey. Today, we are going to get caught up. Baby, you might not want to even know, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. We talked about this on yesterday's live. And Brenay, let me tell you something, goddammit. You're not out here fucking around, are you? You said, go ahead and play my video clips if you want to. You will fuck around and find out, and you will not monetize off of what I've been posting to my TikTok. I know that's right, Brenay. Baby, don't worry. I removed it. Child, I ain't even a big YouTuber. What's going on? But I understand that people do have software installed on the YouTube. If you want to use their content and think you're going to make a damn penny on it, absolutely not. You can use it, but B, you won't get paid if you do. So we did have to sort of remove a little piece of yesterday's live, and that's okay, baby. I'm here to get into her goddamn business. Now, I want to do this a little different because if you go to the TikTok of things going on with this whole situation, I'm not going to lie to you. It's messy. It's messy. People are in their feelings. It's no different than how we behave over here when we cover the Sonia and Shirley Nesto situation. You know, people genuinely do not care for a side chick. I don't know what to call Brenay because she was a married woman. She was a married woman. So I don't know if there's a different title for this type of situation or not. However, we are going to get into it for sure. A shimmy and a shake to you for your membership milestone. If I didn't give that to you, hopefully everybody is looking good, feeling good, and smelling good. All right. Now, this has been going on since about 2023, 2024. We are now in 2025. And I feel like the best way to handle this situation is to go directly to the court documents. Now, I got to be a little ghetto with you right now. I'm going to be honest. I didn't feel like editing this video. So I said, let me go live and see if I play my voice memos, if the people on live can hear me. So I'm going to do a test voice memo. You let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Don't accept no bullshit audio from me. Let me know how it is sounding on your end, and we will go from there, okay? We will go from there, honey. So today is going to be pretty much just me running my mouth so that you can know what's in the court documents, because anything else is someone's opinion. So anything that we're receiving from the TikTok, from people who have been reacting to this, and from the people who have been filling us in on what's going on, is their opinion. What do the court documents, what are they saying? What is it saying in black and white? Now, I will tell you this so far, baby. Let me see if I can share my screen. Bear with me real quick. Hopefully, my computer didn't shut down overnight, and that way I don't have to fumble all over the place, okay? But see, then again, there's so much personal information on these court documents, so I have to be very careful. So then again, maybe I better not, I don't know if I should pull this shit up on the screen or not. So first name and last name is not doxing because it is public information. So I want to be very, very careful with this. because I want to put something up on, you know what? Let me put their picture up on the screen. If you're just getting in the room, hello, how you doing? I don't have much time, so I can't speak to you individually, but you should know that I love you. Okay, how you doing? Now I have to go on over here to my Brenay section of things so that you do have a picture on the screen of who we are speaking about and whose business we are in, okay? So we have Brenay and Devon, who used to be a married couple, and we have Tim and Akira. All right. Now, allegedly, Devon and Tim are cousins, but I found out they're actually just bros, just friends, since they've been friends since, you know, I guess they were younger. They call one another cousins. All right. Now, let's get into what's going on. No, it's not redacted at all for Always, Forever, for Life. So I have to be very careful. All right. So let me play a voice memo, and y'all let me know if you can hear this. Give me 1 second, honey, because I got so many voice memos. It's crazy. What's this here? Let me know if you can hear this. Let me turn this up here. Akira is suing her friend Brenay for humping, thrusting, and lusting on her husband. They live in the state of North Carolina, and this is crazy. Now, if you're on TikTok, depending on your algorithm, you've probably seen people speaking about this Brenay, Tim, and Akira situation. This is alienation of affection and criminal conversation. We are in Durham County in North Carolina, but how in the Sam hell did we get here? So just a little quick rundown. It started sweet. We have two couples. Baby, they're vibing, they're friends, they're family. Brenay and Devon are husband and wife. Tim and Akira, husband and wife. Now, I'm paraphrasing and summarizing, but we're talking about cookouts, TikTok collabs, birthday parties, okay, holidays, you name it, they were doing that, okay? This is the kind of friendship that looks picture perfect, especially when you have a social media influencer vlogging everything and uploading it to her TikTok, and that's how she makes her money. Now, here's the thing. We even have children. One of the couples, they have 2 children, and those children call Brenay auntie. Okay, so we're talking about family and friends. You know how you got those good close friends and you're more than friends, you are family. Well, baby, let me tell you something. Behind the smiles, behind the scenes, there was a little bit of temptation. And what happened and how the foundation was cracked is Tim's attention started to wander. Now, Brenay's present was also lingering a little too long. And what Akira thought was sisterhood, baby, turned into suspicion. But she had to get the proof. Her marriage was falling apart. And someone who she thought was her friend is now a backstabber. It's the deception, the betrayal, the disloyalty, the abandonment that she was receiving from her husband because of her friend. And we have to remember betrayal, baby, that doesn't walk alone. Usually when somebody is betraying someone, you're not just a party of one. All right. Sometimes we focus on one person and it looks like the other person is not getting the work from opinions that are formed around someone being exposed for this type of behavior. However, it is a party of 2 in this situation. It is Brenay and Tim. All right. So you guys heard that? Was that loud and clear? Let me know. Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me know if you heard that loud and clear on your end. All right. And we're going to get into the court documents. Does everybody here know what a criminal conversation is? Because I have to keep in mind, I'm not educated when it comes to what's going on with these court documents and the different legal terminology. So I just want to make sure everybody is aware on what criminal conversation is. Okay, thank you so much for confirming the audio, and welcome on in, everybody. I apologize, I'm short on time, so I can't speak to everybody individually, but I love you down. Yes, I do. So just in case, if you don't know what a criminal conversation is, it is a legal term from older common law. It refers to a civil lawsuit that one spouse can file against someone who has had a little bit of bumping and grinding, thrusting and lusting with their spouse during their marriage. Okay. Now, this is not available to you in every state. So if you're Randolph, if your husband, or if your wife, Rita, is a low down, dirty, dusty dog, you can't just go down there to the courthouse talking about some criminal conversation. This is only available in certain states. North Carolina is one of them. So it's not a criminal charge, even though it sounds like one. All right. It's a personal injury lawsuit for emotional harm caused by your husband or your wife out there passing out their goodies. Okay. Yeah, that's what it basically is. So the person suing, meaning Akira in this case, has to prove that they were legally married and that the other person had relations, okay, bump, grind, thrust, lust, with their spouse during the marriage. Now, when you have to prove if somebody was hunching on your husband and on your wife, baby, that's the messy shit in the courthouse. All right. So it's meant to protect the marriage relationship and allow the harmed spouse to seek financial money damages. Okay. Now, most states have abolished this kind of lawsuit, but North Carolina, they still allow it. All right. So let's get into the actual complaint of it all. And I'm going to play my voice memo. Let me see. Can y'all see? Why is it not showing? Give me a second. I don't know if it's I might have to take this picture of the people down. And I want to make this smaller because I don't necessarily, just in case we okay, let me put this up here. Give me a second, you guys. Okay, so I want to sort of make this small like that, just in case there's something on here that I missed. And if it's sensitive information, I don't want it like at a max view. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you guys are okay with it. All right. Now let's get into exactly what the hell is going on. I'm going to try to keep my opinion to myself. Right now, I am reading the complaint. This is from Akira, and she's letting the court know what's going on. All right. So let me see. I have part 1 here. Let's get into part 2. So this is like 17 minutes long. I'll cut it off if I feel like I need to, if it's getting to be a little too much. So here's part 1 of this. So Akira and Brenay are both citizens and residents of North Carolina in Durham, and they have been residents for more than 6 months. Okay. Upon information and belief, the defendant is employed as a social media influencer with multiple sources of income, including but not limited to endorsements and commissions. The defendant has over 2 million followers on TikTok and 300,000 followers on Instagram. Akira and her husband Tim were married on October the 20th in 2018 in Wake County, North Carolina. Okay, there was also 2 children born of the marriage between Akira and her husband, and the children were born in June and July of 2019, 2021. I don't want to give their exact birth dates, but just to give you an idea on the age of the small children. In the court documents, Akira does state that she thought she had a happy and loving marriage. She was a faithful wife to her husband. She provided a comfortable home environment for her husband. Now, prior to this interference of Brenay, moreover, the marriage of Akira and her husband was one in which genuine love and affection existed between them. Akira and her husband, Tim, separated on March 14th, 2024. So the interference of Brenay involved with her husband has caused her husband's genuine love and affection to be destroyed. So in the documents, there's something called the first cause of action, and it says criminal conversation. So basically, criminal conversation is a common law tort that allows a spouse to sue a third party for engaging in adultery with their spouse. Despite the name, it is not a criminal offense, but rather a civil lawsuit for damage. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that this voice memo and recording actually went over what criminal conversation is. So, we do have a few people who weren't here in the beginning, so I am going to repeat myself. I apologize for that in advance. Images that, came from this affair. Now, the term conversation is an old euphemism for sexual intercourse, bumping and grinding, thrusting and lusting, okay? So criminal conversation refers to unlawful bumping and grinding, thrusting and lusting with somebody else's husband. All right. Now, the legal basis of this, it is based on the idea that the affair interferes with the marital relationship and causes emotional harm to the adult spouse that is not cheating in that marriage, pretty much in a nutshell. Now, you can't just go everywhere in the United States and sue that woman that's sleeping with your husband, baby doll. It is only allowed in certain states, and that is North Carolina, Mississippi, South Dakota, Utah, Hawaii, Illinois, and New Mexico. It is a possibility that my references are off, but I know North Carolina is definitely one of them, because that's why we are in these people's business right now. So y'all can go ahead and fuck around and find out if you want to, sleeping with these people's husbands down there in the North Carolina. Akira is not playing with the people right now, and she wants her money. She wants her damages repaired, honey. All right, so let's get into the rest of this. Oh, and let me just add, now, to succeed in a criminal conversation claim, the wife or the husband, you have to prove that it is a valid marriage, that marriage does exist, and it's valid is what I'm trying to say. You have to also, I assume, prove that there were some thumping, bumping, thrusting, and lusting relations going on with your spouse, and that the act occurred during your marriage based off of my resources. But you're more than welcome to go research yourself, okay? Pretty much the alienation of affection and the criminal conversation, they go together like they're related, all right? Now, let's get into what else is being said on this paperwork. So under this first cause of action, getting into the criminal conversation, basically the wife is letting it be known, which is Akira, that Brenay had actual knowledge of her marriage to Tim because they were friends, okay? And the plaintiff and the defendant, they developed a close relationship due to the plaintiff's husband being close with the defendant's husband. The defendant was married to the first cousin of the plaintiff's husband. We already got into that mess earlier when I was telling y'all what was going on, all right? So the plaintiff considered the defendant to be family, as they both would confide in each other about one another's marriages. We already talked about that as well. Akira, I'm going to start calling them by the names, which is the wife, feels like the defendant, Brenay, utilized that personal information that she gained from the friendship to seduce her husband. The wife also confided in the defendant about personal matters concerning her marriage, including a pregnancy during which her husband cheated on her. So, I mean, if we just want to call a thing, Tim sounds like he is a low down, dirty individual when it comes to what's in between, his boxers and his slacks. Okay. It seems like he likes to cheat. Defendant is a social media influencer, and plaintiff's husband was a sales manager who managed the defendant. So let me go ahead and say it by using the names. Brenay is a social media influencer, and Akira's husband, Tim, was a sales manager who managed Brenay. Now, shortly after Brenay met the husband, Akira said that she started to engage in behavior that was designed to seduce him and interfere with her marriage, okay? Wearing very, very short skirts, bending over in front of her husband while wearing those short skirts, twirling her hair in a flirtatious manner, flicking her tongue to expose her tongue rings in a flirtatious manner, and verbally flirting with her husband. And once again, if you are familiar with Brenay's social media page, she does that on her page when she's just sitting there, you know, playing with those nails and showing us a wig. So I can believe what she's saying, okay? And to be quite honest with you, when it comes to these, I had to stop myself because I'm not here to get into Brenay's fashions and what I feel like she should be wearing and should not be wearing. That's a grown woman. If she wants to put on them clothes that can't fit, that's her business. Now, the defendant continued to pursue a friendship with the plaintiff while seducing her husband. So pretty much Brenay and Akira were still friends, and Brenay was still going to seduce her husband regardless of the fact. Now, Brenay would do cooking videos in the marital home of Akira involving her own husband and plaintiff and her husband. So it was a couple's type of content creation that was going on down on Brenay's channel. Okay, so they were doing cooking videos in Akira's kitchen. All right, so it was Brenay and her husband and Akira and her husband hanging out, cooking, and recording the content. Now, Akira had a problem because all of a sudden, Brenay was making videos with just her husband. And many of these videos was without Akira's knowledge or consent. Then Akira started to notice more frequently that the videos began to only involve the defendant, which is Brenay, and Tim, Akira's husband. Plaintiff, which is Akira, is under the belief and has physical evidence that Brenay engaged in acts of relations with the plaintiff's husband during their marriage, including getting down, bumping and grinding, thrusting and lusting in the marital home. Oh, Brenay, baby, now come on. Now you low down and dirty. Now come on, baby doll. Jesus. It says here that Brenay would insist that Tim, Akira's husband, go with her on sales calls by telling him that she needed her sales manager to play with her. I don't know what kind of shit they got going on here, baby. This is crazy. Brenay first had relations with Akira's husband in December 2023 in the marital home. Now, I don't know where this whole rumor, or this is what a lot of people are saying on TikTok. I don't know if it's true or not. So let me bring that back up. Somebody keeps saying that these two had a relationship with one another when they were younger, when they were teenagers. I don't know. Maybe the wife didn't know, or maybe it is a rumor. However, I have to keep bringing that up because it's out there on TikTok. And I'm going to definitely play a video in reference just so that I don't look like I'm crazy because I keep saying it. You have a situation like this, that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Of course, a lie is more entertaining than the truth, and people are going to exaggerate and make things up and speculate. All right, so let's continue with this paperwork here, honey. Akira became aware of Brenay's affair, physical affair. Remember, they were thrusting, lusting, bumping, and grinding with her husband, Tim, in January 2024 from a video of the two in her house, in her marital home. All right. Brenay was seen twerking and shaking her buns on Akira's husband in a bathroom located in a marital home. My God, on today. Brenay and Akira's husband, Tim, constantly flaunt their relationship to the public on social media. Brenay constantly posts on social media showing a flirtatious interaction between her and Tim, her husband, in the comments, okay? The defendant's public post reaches an average 20,000 people over the World Wide Web and social media. Let's continue, honey. Tim and Brenay exchanged numerous actual videos and text messages. Akira's husband, Tim, experienced a death in his family and stayed home from work. Brenay, without consent from Akira, stayed in the home while Akira was at work. Brenay frequently met with Tim, Akira's husband, at the marital home that they were sharing. Brenay made videos about how she couldn't wait to have Tim, Akira's husband's last name. Now, if you were sitting in the back, Brenay was also married, and she was married to Tim, Akira's husband, his cousin. His name is Devon, FYI. All right, there's a lot of mess going on. This is some nasty work. All right, so also Brenay said how good and sexy Tim, Akira's husband, made her feel. So there is also a video that can be seen recorded by Tim with Brenay laying on him in the bed in a cuddle position. Okay. So I guess it sounds like after the cat was out of the bag, and speaking of cat, okay, listen, no pun intended, but yes, it was intended. Now that the cat is out of the bag and Tim and Brenay got caught, I guess they made the decision to flaunt this relationship all over the social media. And Akira sat back. Now she had a choice to sit back and not watch, but my God, imagine if it were you. Of course you're going to watch. And in Akira's case, she took notes and got the proof, and now she's dragging their asses to the courthouse. Well, dragging Brenay to the courthouse. Brenay can be found in a self-recorded video expressing her inappropriate feelings and interactions with Tim, Akira's husband, expressing her overwhelming desire to have 4 to 5 kids with him, alluding to how she cannot wait to become his wife, expressing how much she loves and yearns for them to be together, expressing how she will do anything for him and would give him the world, expressing how Tim, Akira's husband, makes her little kitty cat throb, expressing how she feels when he's touching her, especially when his hand is on her thigh while she's driving, expressing how when they are lusting, thrusting, bumping, and grinding, how it makes her feel while detailing the size of Tim and his magic stick, honey. Brenay can be seen in videos reminiscing and bragging about just having relations with Tim, Akira's husband, and wanting more of it. Brenay can be seen in the videos laughing and showing no remorse for her actions, making a mockery of Akira and Tim's marriage. It says here that these acts of intercourse between Brenay and Akira's husband's Tim, she did not give consent to that, okay? Well, I guess you didn't, baby. My God. Now, Akira says that she tried to fight for her marriage and was suggesting that they go to marriage counseling, but Tim refused and took off the ring, pushing it into her chest. Oh, my God. And it's just so sad to hear that Akira, after all of this, still wanted to make her marriage work. My God, on today. This is why I don't want to be in nobody's business when they're married. That is married folks' business. Brenay and Tim bumping and grinding, thrusting and lusting during the marriage resulted in the separation of Tim and Akira. Akira recalls a moment in February of 2024 where she walked into the marital home and her husband Tim did not acknowledge her. Moreover, when Brenay walked into the marital home seconds later, he acknowledged her. I don't know what kind of shit. Baby, listen, you know what? Brenay had engaged in an emotional and physical affair with Tim, Akira's husband, since at least December of 2023, all while having knowledge of Tim and Akira's marital union. Brenay told one of Akira's friends that Tim, Akira's husband, would cheat on Akira. All right, so this is where we're at so far with this complaint, and we are still speaking on the criminal conversation of it all. I am reading from the original filing. This was amended, I believe, twice. So there were some things that were added to this. However, I already recorded it, but it's not really anything that matters. The meats and the potatoes are right here, okay, in the original. So that's what matters for this whole nasty work that we got going on here. So let's get into this next part. And I just need to make sure you guys can hear the, wait, did I stop this or do we still have more left? Making a mockery of Akira and Tim's marriage. It says here that these acts of intercourse between Brenay and Akira's husband, Tim, she did not give consent to that, okay? Well, I guess you didn't, baby. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Now, Akira says... Okay, y'all heard all of that. So this is part 2, which we're going to continue with the rest of this court document that you see here on your screen. Since December 2023, Brenay had relations on multiple other occasions with Tim, Akira's husband, in the marital home and in Brenay's home. Between December 2023 until present day, just to give you guys a little bit of backstory and current, right now they're currently in court. This week is the start of this hearing, trial, whatever you want to call it. Tim was arrested yesterday because he went to court with a weapon. All right. Now we will get into that in a different live because I'm trying to get caught up with the legal documents, but the defendant's husband is there with her and he is here on the screen on your left-hand side. If you're just now tuning in and if you've been in the back and you don't know who these people are, Brenay, the one being sued for sleeping with her friend's husband, and his name is Tim. Now Brenay and Tim are married. And now they refer to Akira, the ex-wife, as the baby mom. Yes, indeed. This shit is nasty. Very, very nasty, but let's continue because I am almost out of time, you all. And welcome on into everybody. How you doing? Hugs and kisses to you. Mwah. I can't speak to anybody individually at this moment because I'm pressed for time. So let's finish this out. I might have to step away. I'm going to let the audio play, but if you don't see the screen moving, meaning the document, I do apologize. Remember, this was filed in May 2024. Brenay has had relations on other numerous occasions with Tim, Akira's husband, which included relations in the marital home while Akira was asleep. Okay, you know what? I'm trying here. Because, baby, I'm going to tell you, I'd have been on the news. I'm just going to be on. Baby, just go on and just give me my jumpsuit. Because I'm telling you, this is some disrespectful shit here.
It's not even about my husband at this point in time. It's about the fact that you are just outright disrespecting me. And I don't know how much self-control that I have just by reading this. Hopefully, I don't wish this on anybody. During the time period of this affair, as alleged above, Brenay and her husband, now I hope you didn't forget that Brenay is married as well to Tim's cousin, Devon. So let me start over with that. During the time period of this affair, as alleged above, Brenay and her husband attended family gatherings, group dinners, holiday parties, birthday parties, basketball, and baseball games with Akira and Tim. Brenay attended a Christmas celebration with Akira and her husband Tim in December 2023 at Akira's mother's house. Oh, baby, y'all were really hanging out now, weren't you? Brenay's social media pages are known. Now, there's something on here about D threats. I don't know what they mean by that, but it is on the court documents. Brenay has posted Akira's minor children without her consent all over social media to her high volume of followers. We are on number 53 of this complaint. I'm going to skip over this D threat situation. 54 is getting into defendant's actions were so severe that the plaintiff, who is Akira, the wife, had to send a cease and desist letter to stop her children and Akira from receiving D threats. I don't know what that's all about. I'll probably have to pull a video to see if there is someone speculating about this. But let's move on to number 55. Tim, Akira's husband, abandoned the wife, Akira, and their children, left the marital home, and moved into Brenay's townhome in Greenville, North Carolina. At this present time, remember this complaint was filed May of 2024, Brenay continues a physical relationship with Akira's husband, Tim. Brenay is providing housing and financial support to Tim, Akira's husband, including co-signing the lease for the apartment where Tim, Akira's husband, currently resides. Oh, so she paying for that man, honey. Jesus. We're on number 58. Brenay, well knowing Tim to be Akira's husband, unlawfully gained the affections of Tim, Akira's husband, alienated his affections from Akira, his wife, and induced him to neglect Akira, the wife, and their children and his home. Brenay has flaunted her affair and romantic relationship with Tim, Akira's husband, in public, private places, in and around friends, people that they are acquainted with the intent to humiliate Akira, the wife. As a direct result of Brenay's malicious and unlawful conduct with Tim, Akira's husband, the children born to the marriage have been deprived of a two-parent household with the love and affection from their mother and father and financial stability. So pretty much, she destroyed the love, the affection, comfort, the society, the aid, services, and she destroyed Akira's happiness and home. Due to the above mentioned conduct of Brenay, plaintiff, who is Akira the wife, has been damaged in the amount in excess of $150,000. The acts of Brenay were malicious, unlawful, willful, and wanton. The evidence will display ill will, spite, rudeness, and oppression against Akira, and was done with a careless, reckless, conscious, and intentional disregard of and indifference to the rights of Akira, the plaintiff. By reason thereof, plaintiff is entitled to recover punitive damages from the defendant, Brenay. Oh my God. Now, baby, this is what you call a court document. Oh, I love to be in somebody's damn business. This is all so terrible and very nasty. Woo! This is part one. We are going to get into part two, the second cause of action, alienation of affection, in our next video. In the meantime, sit on back. Unfortunately, in order to get into some things, I have to play a little bit of mess from the court of public opinion. Now, I am not here to say if...
Okay, so you heard it and seen it on the screen, depending on your view and what device you are watching this live on. This is some nasty work, okay? And we're dealing with a social media influencer who does lifestyle type of vlogging. So can you imagine, after your husband leaves you, you heard her, he pushed that ring into her chest and left his wife for Brenay, which you have them here on the screen. Can you imagine that when you go on TikTok, because you've done content and you've been all over her page as her friend, you see this woman who used to be your friend flaunting your husband all over her social media once the cat was out of the bag. So I guess she said, well, you know what? Instead of playing, I'm going to play chess instead of playing checkers. I'm taking your raggedy ass to court. And here we are, now down to the courthouse. Now, once again, everything on social media is a reaction. It's an opinion, but they weren't there. The people weren't there. I wasn't there. So the only thing we can do is speculate, talk a little ish, right? And unfortunately, when you have a situation like this, you're not going to say kind things. It's easy. Brenay might be an easy target for the people. For the love of God, they don't even call her Brenay. They call her Brenasty. All right. And not only is the courthouse situation messy, I hope that the content creators that have access to take the notes and report back to us what's going on at the courthouse, I hope they don't get banned, because it's been getting very, very messy behind the scenes, okay, with people pulling out their phones, which the people want to see it. We want to know what's going on, because you can't record inside of that courthouse. However, I wouldn't want their privileges to be revoked, and then we won't know what the hell is going on in the courthouse, and we would just have to rely on transcripts. And although transcripts is the word, you know, that's bond. That's, you know, what happened in court, what was said, without somebody's opinion or without somebody summarizing it and taking notes. It's not just as interesting, okay? So we are going to go live tomorrow and get into the second cause of action, which is the alienation of affection. Now, I want to take this off of my screen really quick, and I want to let you know what kind of nasty work is going on down in this courthouse, because I told you all what happened with Tim and him getting arrested yesterday. Now, if I have the time, let me see if I can upload the video. And I actually pulled it on the system yesterday, and he was indeed arrested. This is not a rumor. Let me look at one of my screenshots to see exactly what he was. Now, it looks like he was bonded out, but bear with me one second. Damn it, why didn't I screenshot the damn charges? But yes, he was, what they're saying is true. So this is not made up. It's not a rumor. His ass was arrested. Bear with me one second, you guys. I want to actually pull the video of that information. I feel like if you are dealing with some mental health issues, if you're at the point where you feel like I don't have nothing to lose, you don't know where somebody is going to reach, where they're going to reach to the lengths they're going to go to not have some of this shit come out. Because when it comes to this alienation of affection, and when it comes to this criminal conversation for this civil lawsuit, the wife has to prove that this woman who is now married to her ex-husband, keep in mind, was sleeping with her husband while they were married. So in order to prove that, you have to expose the dirty secrets of it all. And this is what makes this shit messed up. And when you're exposing this, let me tell you about the subpoena, baby. I'm going to call it the supper. Let me tell you about this supper that has been served from her lawyer. Okay. And give me 1 second. I'm still trying to put chat. Honey, give me a moment. Please be patient, sugars. I'm still trying to get that video up here of what happened down there at the courthouse with Brother Tim when he had got arrested. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to upload this and this. Well, maybe let me just upload all 4 of them. Okay. Let's see what we get. So right now, we're going to get into, not right now, but the videos that I have uploaded. This is going to be what am I trying to say? Court. So November the 5th, this is our good sis. What's her name? Kitty Cat. We like her. She's going to tell us what happened down there in the courthouse yesterday. They're just cliff notes. She wasn't there. She has somebody reporting back to her, giving her the scoop on what had happened down there at them folks' courthouse. In the meantime, what I want to do is let me pull up my email really quick so that I can tell you what the lawyer, Akira's lawyer, baby, she sent AT&T Wireless, Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, Verizon Wireless. All of those companies got a subpoena. And baby, she's not effing around. When I say that Brenay's going to have to pay this money, she's going to have to pay this woman this money. All right. So let me go ahead and what's this right here? This is court. And I'm sorry, I can't show this part of the screen because there's like phone numbers and emails and people's personal information. But what was to say? Produce of the following items. So they want 3 years of all communications you had with Akira. So the lawyer wants Brenay to provide 3 years of the text messages, emails, and social media messages that were sent back and forth to Akira, the plaintiff. Okay, and that's going to prove what? There was a friendship and she knew about Akira's marriage to Tim. The second subpoena is provide any and all videos you have with the minor children of Akira and Tim. So they want all the videos that she is in possession of with their children. Another subpoena, they want the last 3 years of all proof of income that you received from social media. Provide documentation of your income from all sources within the last 3 years, including but not limited to Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, and Apple Pay. All right. Produce and permit inspection and copying of the following items. Provide the last 3 years of all saving account statements from any and all banks you are a member of. Okay. Whether held individually or jointly with a third party. They are not fucking around with this. Lawyer is not playing with Brenay. Now, the rumor that I seen on TikTok is that the lawyer is Akira's mother. I don't know if that's true or not, or where that even came from. I don't know where, like I said, sometimes you can't. That's why I just want to stick to the court documents, because this shit is so messy. I don't know what's true or false. So I just want to stick to the court documents. Provide all documentation from the last 3 years of all monies sent to Tim including, but not limited to, Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, Apple Pay. So not only do they want her income, they want her to also show, what have you sent Tim? What financial support did you send Tim? Because remember, he has children with the plaintiff, and allegedly he's not taking care of his responsibilities. All right. Provide a copy of your current lease. Provide the last 3 years of all communications you had with Tim. This includes text messages, emails, and social media messages. Can you imagine the exposure that is going on inside of that courtroom with all of these things that the lawyer is asking for in this supper that she's been serving to the people? Okay, it's going to get downright nasty. Now, give me a moment, because those aren't the only subpoenas, honey. Let me go up here. What's this right here? Produce, permit inspection, and copying of the following items. All text messages with Tim from January 1st, 2021 until June 1st, 2024. All text messages with Akira from January 1st, 2021 until June 1st, 2024. All video. See, that's important right there. All video recordings with Tim from January 1st, 2021 until June 1st, 2024. All video recordings with Akira from January 1st, 2021 until June 1st, 2024. All communications, not excluding social media messages, with Tim from January 1st, 2021 until June 1st, 2024. All video recordings with Devon, which is Brenay's ex-husband. Let me get him up here on the screen in case you need a reminder of who we are talking about and whose business we are in. All video recordings with Devon, Timothy, and Akira from January 1st, 2021 until June 1st, 2024. Okay. AT&T also got that supper served, the subpoena, and what they wanted from AT&T was, please provide the call logs and text messages between your customer, Brenay, and phone numbers were listed here from the last 3 years from January 2021 until present. Okay. Cash App. They sent a subpoena to the Cash App. Produce all and any Cash App account statements for the account holder Brenay, dated from January 1st, 2021 to present. Early Warning Services LLC, which is Zelle. Please produce any and all Zelle account statements for account holder Brenay beginning on January 1st, 2021 until present. Verizon Wireless. Produce all call logs and text messages between your customer Brenay, and there are 2 phone numbers listed here for the last 3 years from January 2021 until present. Oh, Jesus, child. Listen, let me tell you something. So, can you imagine how nasty this work is going to get in the courtroom with Akira proving that this woman was sleeping with her husband? Because remember, you have to prove with the criminal conversation where you can sue. A spouse can sue the person who knew about their marriage, as long as that marriage is valid, and had physical relations with them. Can you imagine how nasty this is going to be? Can you? This is bad. Okay. And baby, it ain't looking too good so far. So let's get into it's in North Carolina. is where this court case is. It's in Durham, I believe, Durham. So you guys, this shit is messy. Tomorrow we're going to get into the second cause of action, which is the alienation of affection. I'll do the same thing I did yesterday, which is I'm going to do a voice memo on this so I can keep myself accountable. And I have to make sure that I'm sticking to the time because you guys know, honey, I got that corporate job and there's a lot going on. So I really can't do but too much. Let me also play what was going on here with the, give me a second. So the exhibits at yesterday's trial I got from TikTok is photos of Tim and Akira, videos posted by Brenay, more videos, text messages between parties, text messages between plaintiff, which is Akira, and Tim, her ex-husband, text messages between Akira and Devon, which is Brenay's ex-husband. Therapists, I didn't even know you were allowed to do this. The therapist notes and reports from the therapist because, of course, Akira is in therapy. I mean, if you were Akira, you goddamn right she's down there to the therapist on the couch. Restraining order, child support order, Facebook posts, text messages between Devon and the defendant, which is Brenay, and they are ex-wife and ex-husband, because remember, Devon was also affected in this because his wife was cheating on him with his friend. All right. Deposition materials, meaning transcripts and so on and so forth. I don't know who Cheryl is, but they want Cheryl's evidence. And there's two other things listed on here that I can't really see. I see here something about photos received in discovery from Brenay, all production and discovery from defendant, text messages between Brenay and Devon. I mean, this shit is messy. This shit is terrible. So I almost want to say when Tim went back into that courthouse with that weapon, what was on his mind? You know, their mothers are there, family members are there, strangers are there. You know, at this point, he might feel like he didn't have anything to lose. All right, so let's get into what they're saying down there to the Court of Public Opinion, which we call TikTok, so that we can get into what happened in court yesterday. It's going to be short and sweet. Remember, you can't record, so we got to do what we can, all right, to get the information. So let me see what this is right here.
Tim has been arrested trying to... So Akira is on the witness stand. Brenay is doing the crime. They have played a video of Brenay in Akira's bathroom. Devon has sent Akira a voice note.
Okay, so this is just a few things that were going on in the courthouse yesterday that's major. When you hear the name Corinne is Brenay's twin sister, okay? And allegedly her husband told Akira that your husband, Tim, is not only sleeping with my wife, but when you guys were married, he was also sleeping with my wife's twin sister. I didn't stutter. I don't know if this is true. I wasn't there when any of these people were hunching, but it came up in court yesterday. All right. So let's get into the videos. And then we're going to go after that.
So Akira is on the witness stand. Brenay is doing the cross-examination. Now, the first 10 to 15 minutes was so bad that the judge went ahead and gave them a little small break so that Brenay could get herself together. Now, Brenay did enter in some evidence, like some screenshots of social media posts. She was even using the actual lawsuit as evidence. And she started asking Akira all kind of questions, like what kind of man you like and stuff like that. So I did take note of a few, and I'm just going to go through them. Now, the screenshot that she had was a social media post post of Akira saying that she can't wait for all of this to be over with. She's going to go on like a divorce celebration cruise, her and her brother, and she tags Devon. So Brenay was like, I thought you said that y'all were in love and that you weren't toxic. So what is this about? She said, girl, that is the aftermath of you. This is after you came in and wrecked stuff. So this is me saying that I'm ready for all of this to be over with. So then Brenay tries to have a aha moment and was like, so why is the lawsuit dated after that post? That looks like that post came first. And then Akira had to break it down and said, Brenay, this is an amended lawsuit. That means that some changes have been made. Therefore, the date on it has changed. The reason being is because you basically were not complying. You weren't paying what you were supposed to pay. You weren't submitting what you were supposed to submit. I guess ChatGPT did not explain that to Brenay. So then Brenay asked her, what are you losing without Tim? She says, I lose assistance with my kids. I don't have somebody to help me with household duties like cooking while I provide. I can't go back to school right now, and I don't have a second income in the house. Basically, I'm over here having to take care of everything all by myself while you and Tim are over there living like he does not have any responsibilities whatsoever. So then Brenay says, so you suing me for millions? And Akira says, well, I don't remember the full amount, but I do believe it's about $2 million. So Brenay goes in to start asking her, so when did you start feeling uncomfortable with me? She says, when you started living with us, you're walking around with short shorts and revealing shirts. Basically, you can see your whole body. You start pressing up on Tim. Y'all are going on dates. That made me feel uncomfortable, and I expressed that to both of y'all. So Brenay asked, you said that you were the breadwinner. Are you saying that Tim never provided? And then she was like, well, Tim would cook and clean. And if he got a refund check from school, then he'll use that to provide for whatever we needed for the household. So then Brenay asked her about how many times did you go to school and did you finish? And Akira was like, well, the first time I went, I had to stop because COVID came and we had a small child. And then I tried to go ahead and go back. But with everything that I have going on, I can't really just focus on that while my whole world is basically falling apart. So then Brenay had the audacity to ask Akira about her miscarriage. And so Akira goes to explain how her whole miscarriage happened, what she saw when she went to the bathroom. I'm not going to put all those details here. And Brenay said something to the nature of like, oh, I know that was hard, or something like that. And Akira was like, yeah, something you will never understand because you don't have kids. Y'all, then Brenay asked her basically what would this $2 million help her with? What would that replace? It's not going to replace Tim, basically. And Akira was like, yes, me and my kids can go to therapy because as of right now, her son is having issues at the moment. Her daughter is crying more. She's currently in therapy, and it'll help us to be able to provide the lifestyle that I'm not going to be able to have with my husband anymore. She said, yeah, we were struggling at times, but we were struggling together. We were figuring it out together. Y'all, Brenay needs to go and talk to somebody because this is not going in her favor. We're about to go live in just a few. I'll talk to y'all then.
So for those of you asking where it is at the Durham Superior Court. I did put that here on the screen. If you want to know why Brenay is talking to Akira and why is she doing the cross-examination, because baby, Brenay, her lawyer withdrew from all of this, I believe, October of 2024. Now, according to the North Carolina court system, the notification came through like January, but it looks like he withdrew. I don't know what happened. They both agreed on it in October of 2024. A lot of shit happened in October. That's when Brenay was hit with all of those different subpoenas and different things that she had to turn in. Okay. So, yeah, child, this is crazy. Let's get into the next video. We got 2 more to go. Which one did we just listen to?
Devon has sent So Akira is on the witness stand.
We got to that one. Let's do this.
Devon has sent Akira a voice note telling her that Tim and Corinne were sleeping together.
Again, if you were in the back, Tim and Corinne are sleeping together. This was sent to Akira, who is the wife suing Brenay. Corinne is, once again, Brenay's twin sister. Okay?
great.
Devon had sent Akira a voice note telling her that Tim and Corinne were sleeping together very heavy back in 2019. How old is that child again? Y'all, I have so many notes. Bear with me. Let me start from the top. So they play a video of Tim and Brenay on Akira's couch, and Brenay is like laying her head on Tim's shoulder. You can see the dog on there. They play TikToks of Tim and Brenay during this time where basically she's like just flaunting Tim around. Also, they introduced some text messages between Brenay and Akira. So Akira reached out to her like Barbara and Shirley, woman to woman, and was basically saying like, hey, I want to talk to you. And Akira offered to go to Brenay's house. Well, at this time, Brenay stops responding. So then Akira just flat out asked her like, hey, are you messing with Tim? Brenay does not respond again. Well, a few hours later pass by, and Akira sees that Brenay has now uploaded a YouTube video of her cooking breakfast and Tim coming downstairs with no shirt on. Akira then texts Brenay and was like, don't ever speak to me again. Don't ever come around my children again. And Brenay was like, get off my phone with that mess. I can't remember exactly what Akira said right after that, but Brenay responded back saying, you didn't even want me to be your kid's godmama anyway, so I don't know why you tripping. Akira say, you betrayed me. You lied to me, and that's still my husband that you flaunting around. Brenay responds back and says, not anymore, with a kissy face emoji. And at that moment, it should have been right, left, right, uppercut, suplex. Cause girl, what? Devon responds with this 18-minute voice note, and he's like, listen, that is not true. He says, I'm about to tell you some stuff that I probably should have told you a long time ago, but I didn't want to be the reason why your marriage failed. He says, you know, back in 2019, me and Tim were hanging together really tough. He said, at that time, Tim was heavily sleeping with Corinne. Then he jumps to 2023. He says, remember in December of 2023 when we were all together for Christmas, Tim and Brenay were about to bake some cookies and they said they needed to go to the store. He said, I felt like something was off, so I said I was going to go with them. Brenay got really quiet. She started huffing and puffing and said, that's cool, you can go, but you're not going to be on the video. So he says after this, he notices that him and Brenay are off. She's talking to Tim a whole lot more, and Brenay comes to tell him that she needs space. So he was like, you mean like sleeping with other people kind of space? And she was like, no, just to allow our relationship to grow, to become stronger. He didn't understand it at the time, but he just went ahead and went along with it. So I'm guessing Brenay's birthday is in January, somewhere around Martin Luther King holiday. Because of that weekend coming up towards the holiday, they all had plans together. Now, Brenay had been sitting around the house sulking, not talking to Devon, not giving him any attention. But on that Thursday, Tim was coming to pick her up. She got all dressed up. She was all excited. She was all happy. Devon was not joining them until that Friday. Well, on that Friday when he comes over, they're all there. Devon falls asleep. And as he's asleep, he overhears Tim and Brenay talking. And Brenay was like, hey, if I was to give you another chance, would you take it? And he said he really felt like he thought he was tripping at the time. But then he went and asked her about it once they got alone. And when he asked her about it, instead of her answering it, she just said she wanted a divorce. After all this, Brenay did not allow Devon to sleep in a bed with her. He had to go and sleep in the makeup room. So one night he decided he was going to give it another try. He went in the bedroom, asked her about doing some kind of actual thing, try something new with her. And she was like, I don't know. Then she turned around and said, well, Tim is on the way. Y'all, Tim showed up with an air mattress, went into the spare bedroom. Brenay went in there with him and stayed all night. Now, somewhere in this story, Brenay did find out that Tim and Corinne were sleeping together. And Devon said that she was very upset about it. She had become obsessed, saying like, why would he do that? Why would he mess with her? And he could not understand why she was so invested in it and why was she so upset. Y'all, he said that shortly after she asked for the divorce or somewhere around there, it only took 1 week for her to change Tim naming her phone to baby. Listen, when we come back, Akira is on the stand for another maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then Devon is going to take the stand.
So this shit is absolutely insane. Do you hear me? This is crazy.
Tim has been arrested trying to bring up. They have played a video of Brenay in Akira's bathroom, putting a hump in her back and shaking her rump, while Tim is standing behind her and the kids are in the house at the exact same time. Y'all, this is getting worse and worse. So I have been heard about this video, but now people are actually being able to see it. So Brenay is like bending over in the bathroom in like an actual manner, and Tim is behind her doing the like hitting it from the back motion. Mind you, the kids are still in the house with them in another room. Now at this time, Akira is at work. Tim was supposed to be at work, but instead he told his job that he couldn't come in because he had a death in the family. Now he actually did have a death in the family, but he didn't even go to the funeral, so he was really just trying to get some days off so he could be at home doing whatever he wanted to do. They also played a video of Brenay saying something to the nature of, "This was all worth it." Korean text messages between her and Tim are about to be shown, but I find it very ironic that Korean is not in court today. So she knew those messages were coming out. She's not in court, and she's been on Facebook popping it. She's been on Facebook talking all morning saying that y'all believe in her and she's a liar. Just because she says something doesn't mean it's true. She's in the comments saying that Akira needs mental help, that she keeps changing the information, she's changing the dates. None of this stuff is true. None of this stuff makes sense. Then somebody just came out and asked her, "How did you and your sister both sleep with the same man?" And she responded back, "If I'm a hoe, then let me be a hoe." Y'all, as soon as we have more court updates, I will let you all know.
So the big thing that happened yesterday was Tim was arrested. Tim is the one over here with the football, Akira's ex-husband, the one Brenay was hunching with, and why she's in court right now being sued for her coin. And he don't work in a pie factory tasting pies. Brenay is financially responsible for him. And let me put her back up on the screen. So this is them right here. They're now a married couple. Okay, so she was friends with Akira, just in case you were in the back and you don't know. These two used to be friends, okay? They were all friends. Brenay and Devon, Tim and Akira, married couples, hanging out, having a good old time. Brenay started to sleep with Tim. Akira and Devon were cheated on by their spouse. Brenay and her spouse, Tim. Devon sued Tim for this alienation of affection and criminal conversation. Allegedly, it didn't go too far because Tim ain't got a damn dime on a dollar. And Akira is suing Brenay for the same thing, allegedly. The Tim and Devon situation is, I can't speak on that right now because I have not pulled their paperwork. So we're going to just stick with Akira and Brenay because these are the people in court right now. What the hell happened? Why did Tim go into the courthouse with a weapon? I don't know, but let's get into what she's telling us. And it is true. I did look up Tim's name in the system and he was arrested.
Tim has been arrested trying to bring a pew-pew inside of the courthouse, y'all. This is so bad. Akira is on the witness stand right now. Devon is set to take the witness stand next. And then he tried to act like he didn't remember that he had it on him. First off, it has a little weight to it, right? He was just inside of the courthouse. He leaves out for a short recess, goes to the vehicle, and comes back with a weapon that he has now forgotten that he got and put on him. Y'all, it's not making sense. Then he just went at Devon on yesterday in the hallway, calling him out of his name. He's been irate. They're saying that he got into it with like some other content creators outside in the parking lot earlier today. Y'all, I am afraid at this point for Akira. I try to stick to nothing but the facts, but the facts of the matter is you left out of the court without a weapon. You came back in less than an hour or so time, probably less than 15 minutes time, and you had a weapon on you. What was your intentions?
So what was his intentions? It looks like, if we can speculate and assume we weren't there, he feel like probably right now, shit, he ain't got nothing to lose. Y'all spilling everything. All of my dirty laundry is out here. You're basically smelling all my dirty underwear and boxers. So fuck it, I'm gonna go in here and light some shit up is what it sounds like to me. I don't know if that's what happened or if that's what was on his mind or if it was an accident or not. But if you came in there in the beginning of the hearing without your piece, and then when y'all go on a little break and you come back with that piece, it don't sound good to me. What were you up to? And what made you think you weren't going to get caught? Or did you do that on purpose, thinking that it was going to hold up this situation? I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking, but he's playing a dangerous game. I have one more video that I did want to share, and this is from one of the content creators who was down there at the courthouse yesterday, and they like to get up close, unfortunately, and get Tim and Brenay walking out of the courthouse. So that is uploading to my StreamYard now. He was arrested, China from the bushes. He was arrested for that. She had his arrest record in the background of that video that I showed. He was definitely arrested. It's not a rumor. It's not speculation. I also looked his name up as well. He was definitely arrested yesterday. Yep. So welcome on in. Hello, Libra Doll and everybody else that came in here while we were in somebody's business. I got one more video and I really have to go after that. I know I've been saying that, but I wanted to get as much out on this live as I can. So bear with me. Let me see if that's been uploaded yet. Okay. So this is the walkout video of Brenay and Tim. This was court yesterday. Okay.
Good night. Hope all is well.
Tim with the hips. Hey, Timmy.
You wish you had it like this, man.
Nah, babe, I'm straight.
Stop speaking on it.
Timmy with the hips. Don't pop your stuff, baby. You in my city.
I'm not worried about that.
You in my city, Timmy with the hips.
You a fan?
A fan? Nah, I'm just gonna go viral some more off of y'all. That's all. Get ready to pay that man child support, good.
It's paid.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I ain't got you. I respect you. We care about other people, not just like that. Oh, sorry. I put it down for you too. Now look. Oh, you're opening up?
Not yet, we're not opening yet.
Okay.
No, you good.
There's the door. I'm all right. Didn't come through.
Mine's slow. Mom. Yeah, we right here. We waiting. Here you go. No, I need to get that document. What you said? Oh, I'm all up on it. I ain't scared. Who gonna check me? Not a motherfucking soul. And what I'm gonna tell my people, double tap that screen. Y'all know why? Because that shit free and don't cost anybody a pussy cloud team. You understand?
Oh my God.
Say
oh my God.
I'm supposed to be in court downstairs my damn self, baby. We're gonna be late for this.
Oh my God. Jesus. So that TikTok page where I got that from is let me type her name in the screen here. Jesus. Listen, I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself, baby, because I'm sitting here watching it and uploaded it to my StreamYard. So who am I to say what's right or wrong? Okay. But that was the footage of the new husband and wife down there getting sued by the ex-wife Akira. Now Tim is not getting sued, but Akira is suing Brenay. I will say this once again, I have to bring up how we are over here in the Nesto and the Sonia sector. I have to say this community is definitely, they don't do that when they're down there at the courthouse when Sonia is there. And I'm glad that they don't. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen with these videos and the people getting up close like that. Like I said, she's already in court and she's going to have to pay up for what she has done to Akira. And I wouldn't want these content creators to get in trouble for, that's a little, baby, you're a little close now. You are. But I mean, at the same time, baby, I did upload it to my StreamYard. So I can't say but so much. All right. But you were a little close, but you said you didn't give a damn. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in your comment section that don't give an uck. So that's all we have for this situation here. For those of you catching the replay, thank you so much. This is a lot. What I plan to do is stick to these court documents, because anything that we see outside of the black and white, like I said, is all speculation. Where's my banner at? Is all speculation. Okay. And although this is fair use, everything that I'm saying and anyone else that I may share on this platform is a bad opinion, speculation, and hogwash. Allegedly. The opinions shared here are my own. The chat opinions and comments belong to the subscriber and not the content creator, who is me, the Unfiltered doll. All right, so that's all we have. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Don't get none on ya. El Cid said, we also want the court hallway scenes, you doll. Laugh out loud. Why? Because we are messy. And I will deliver them to you. I will. However, I can't say that I agree with it, but it's happening and it's going on. And the way she did flaunt that woman's husband all over the tick and the talks and the snaps and the chats and the Insta and the grams and the face and the books, people will say, F her, this is what she deserves. Okay, but sometimes I don't like to play God, all right? That is not my position. However, I will show y'all what is going on down there, as China said, on the Clock app, okay? Y'all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that like button on your way out. Also, if there is a hype button available, please hit that hype button to help us get into the algorithm, all right? And honey, that's all I got for y'all. Now we are going to walk on out of here with our own messy type of exit videos. Happy birthday to anybody celebrating their birthday. It is Scorpio season, and you know your girl's a Scorpio. So happy birthday to all the Scorps. Hey, girls and guys. I hope you're enjoying your day. Happy birthday to you and many more. Blessings to you. Hugs and kisses to you. You better be looking good, feeling good, and smelling good. And let me play that birthday song for you really quick.
Go shorty. It's your birthday. We go party like it's your birthday. We go sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. And your birthday. Yes, it's your day. It's your birthday.
Somebody point to the birthday person. 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 Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him.
Now, we're going to end this note on some fuckery. And this is definitely a Jet 2 goddamn holiday.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. You could save 200 pounds per person, ho. That's about 50 pounds for a family of 4. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. 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 For a family drop it low. You got the shake, drop, work, drop, shake, drop.
I got all kind of cars right now. I don't give a what was repossessed. You just check my crib, bitch, and see the cars in my garage when you lift the goddamn garage up. Don't tell me what has been. Tell me what's now, okay?
Did you really snatch an 86-year-old woman's purse?
She wants to hurt me. And the bitch don't even know me. I hope that they beat her ass. Some of the women in prison beat her ass every day for as long as she's in there.
Some people might say that's harsh.
Well, so what she did to me was even worse. I'm supposed to feel sorry for that bitch. I don't.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Unfiltered Doll Reactions.
All right, Slash.
Oh, what you working for? Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off again.
Elsie, what kind of shit you on? Why didn't you drop your link to your channel? You got a whole mod wrench. I haven't seen the chat the whole time, but did you drop the link to your channel? Tell the people to follow you, subscribe to you. You're almost at the one, hey, did you do any of that while you were here? Did you tell the people what you had going on? You got the wrench. I forgot to take the wrench away when you had to drop the last link when we went over there to check out the Miss Boogie Down interview. Okay, so you need to drop the link, and tell the people where to find you and what you got going on. You always in other people's chats, supporting them and hanging out, offering engagement. You caught up in the mess and you're not promoting yourself. Why is that? Why come? Anybody else, if you have a channel, let us know. Let the people know what you do and where they can subscribe at and where to find you before I hit the hang up button and hang up on y'all. Is that all we got? Is that it? That's all? Okay, great. Y'all have a good day. Thank you. Bye. She only needs 30 more people. We got 45, 42 people up in here and whomever's catching the replay. All right. What the hell y'all doing? Go over there and hit the subscribe button, okay? Thank you. We appreciate it.